Okay, today on the workbench we've got a space robot, X-70, but it's basically known as the Tulip Head robot to collectors. This particular one is a junker because it's missing large toadstool shaped piece up there. You can see got some minor rust here, but here you've got major body rust and problems. We've got a frozen wheel in the rear there too. So what I need to do is, there's a Ozzy's got a conversion in mind for what's left of this toy, but I need to find out what we got to work with in the first place, and the only way to do that is to take it apart and let's see what's left on the inside that may or may not still be usable. This toy does not come apart easily, as it doesn't have visible tabs anywhere for you to bend. It's got folded over ones. Unfortunately, because of its bad shape, I don't really need to worry too much about doing damage. So I'm going to hook in there and straighten that tab out a little. Hook in here. There we go. And that should start freeing up this back because there's so much rust and corrosion going on here. Yeah, it's there's not much left there that isn't falling apart. Okay. This whole top piece is part of the side and folds over, so that means the front's going to have to come off in order for us to figure out anything at all. And again, you can see the tabs were put in and then bent, so there isn't any easy way of getting all of this apart other than going at it with a small flat blade screwdriver and bending the metal a little bit. And that worked pretty good. Even got rust on the inside. And now we get our first peek at the gutty works. Crotch panel. So you get your main motor. It's got some plastic gears. It's got your normal, well, I don't know if anything normal about it, but let's lift this head assembly off. See, this whole head assembly has got a lot of things going on. It's got lights, so it has to have a commutator so that it can get voltage up there while this thing spins, but it also opens the tulip when these things spin. See the light down in there, the TV screen on the back side. Okay, that has moved. I'm not having any luck manually doing this. We're going to have to look into that more, see what we can do about that. Because you've got the gear coming up there that's going to spin the whole thing around. Here's the wiper that put voltage onto that center contact. Post. Looks like that whole post would lift out. And get to the motor. Get to these contacts. Let's find out if the motor even runs. Does this just go down to the frame? I think that goes down to the switch, which probably then goes to the frame. Oh well, we've got continuity to there. Motor's not kicking off though. You can see a split on the motor's gears too. just split right there on the pinion gear. Even if the motor ran, that would pretty much be stopping things. I'm going to lift that gear out so that you can kind of see what we're talking about. And dropped my battery pack. Let's reconnect the battery pack back up again. With the blue wire, alright, got the motor running now. Of course there's no gear on it, but let's oil it and hose it down. Let's see if we can get it running even better. There we go. Now that baby's humming. A little oil on the top of the shaft helped it quite a bit. Let's go for the bottom. Alright. Now, where did I set that gear? How many teeth is it? See if we've got one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got an 8 tooth. And it looks like a fairly standard shaft size. I just have to try to remember where my gears are at. See if we can find an 8 tooth in here. And a 9 tooth. 11, 10s, 12, maybe that's 8, we'll have to count them. 10s, lots of 10s, more 10s, more 10s. And not marked, so let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, these are 8 tooth. Got a little bag of them here. Let's get one of those rascals out. There we go. Take the bad one, put it in here. These are all split gears from ones that have been replaced in the past. It'd be a lot easier to get this gear down in there if I took this robot apart further, but right now I just want to see if the rest of the mechanics work. Trying. Well, we got leg movement. Very hit and miss at the moment. Got the cam up there that does the shifting of the gears. That popped up. Then you get your legs going. But it kind of looks like that motor would probably either have to come apart and be manually cleaned by hand or just replaced with a new motor. Because normally if a motor was going to spring back to life, it would have done it by now on its own. So we're going to assume that it either is going to take a complete disassembly of the motor, which means a complete disassembly of the gearbox. Yeah, you can see the arms are just press fit in, nothing really holds them in there. Looks like at one point there might have been rods pushed through there to make sure they didn't come off. This one's kind of torn. This one does have holes on either. See the little hole? Like something might have been injected through there to keep them from being able to be pulled off. This sort of plastic, you can't really glue to it too well. Well, I think I've seen what I need to see. It's too bad the body is in such horrible shape, but at least this backside is one flat piece, so maybe it would be possible to strip the paint and resheet the whole thing. Yeah, I thought some of you might want to take a peek inside to see what's going here. I was really hoping we'd get the motor running better so that we could actually pop the Tulip Head part back on and see if that part still functioned at all. I don't see any other plastic gears in here. I only see those two, the one in the motor and the one that it's driving. So maybe we'll put some power on it again here. You can't go with more voltage because then you'd end up burning the little bulbs out. Normally in these 3-volt toys they already use 2.8 volt bulbs. So you don't want to hit it with a 9-volt battery or anything else crazy like that. Where else could I get that power from? If I brought this down here, see, now it closed the tulip up. That took a lot of effort. The motor's having a real hard time with that. Come on, baby. So it looks like all the mechanics for operating the Tulip Head still work, which is good. I don't see the, okay, the bulb up here just has a bad connection. If we can get that where you can see it. I poke my finger on it, see it lighting. So that's just a connection issue. Power is getting up to it. Alright, I think we've tortured the poor thing enough. Looks like a motor replacement or motor rebuild, one or the other. Wish I could really see. We know this gear goes up and down depending on whether it's driving it or in walking mode, which is going to engage with this gear here, which is going to turn the whole head. It's coming down and I'm not even doing anything. Look at that. Okay, there's the other gear. See, I knew there had to be two gears somewhere. See if we can get this light on. Obviously you can see this gear, but look up above it, right up there. So when it's in one mode, this gear that goes up and down right on here can drive this to spin the whole head, and when it's in the other mode, when it's all the way up and then hits that other gear, yes, that other gear is closing it as I move this. Admittedly, it takes a lot of effort to do that. So you may need to do some cleaning and lubing of that in there. So when it's all the way up, it can drive that gear to close the head. When it's all the way down, it's basically counting on gravity to open this thing, but it relies on brute force to close it back up again. Alright, good to know. There was really no point to the video. Just thought you guys might enjoy seeing what's inside a Tulip Head. See, there's not really anything going down here in the crotch other than this one shaft that goes up and down. There's the top of the shaft. When the gear goes all the way down, it's going to engage this little crown gear right here. Then that crown gear runs the crank. That makes the legs go back and forth. I think I can... Maybe we can see it from the back better. Get up in there. Get the light up in there. Alright, kind of see that? See when I push that gear down? So it can either miss that gear and not do anything, or it can engage that gear and walk. And actually it kind of looks like I might have set it backwards. When this is all the way up like it is right now, that's when it's engaged with that little crown gear, and when you push it down, then the two are not engaged. Right, it freewheels. And when this is down, that's when the head could be turning, and when it's up, that's when the head would be closed and walking. Yeah, okay. It all makes sense now. So it's going to need some major body repair. It's going to need probably a new motor, and then Ozzy's special mods.